I'm going to give you scientific proof and justification for buying as many fragrances and bottles as your heart's desire. So stay tuned to find out why. Welcome back to Joel the Nose, and I've got my glasses on today, got my suit on. I'm trying to be a little bit more professorial, or almost like a scientist or a teacher. Actually, it's going to be a little fragrance science lesson. I did a video recently where I talked about the science behind attraction of smell and how to attract a woman or a man that you're trying to attract, and I got a lot of great feedback. So today I'm following that up with some more science video, but this one is I think you guys are gonna love. Basically, I'm gonna tell you why I think not only is it okay for you to go out and buy as many fragrances as you can afford, or as is reasonable. Yeah, heck, go and buy as many as you like, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why you can go to your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, whoever, and completely justify this, and you can come back and tell them to go on my channel, Joel the Nose, if they have a problem, because I have read the science. I have it right here in this scientific study from Dr. Rachel Hertz, who is one of probably the foremost authority in the world when it comes to psychologists and neuropsychologists who study science. Who study the science behind fragrance and smell and why we have and do the different things around smell. So, let me get right into why I believe you should go out now and buy whatever fragrance you want. This is the reasoning. Her studies have shown recently, and this came out in 2016, this scientific study. She did a number of studies which I've cited to before, which basically this one showed that odor memory is the strongest of all the memories of all the senses. So it's greater than it's greater than sound, sight, taste, because of where our brain processes smell. It's in the same part of the brain as memory and emotion. That's why smells have such high emotional value and high memory value, because it's in the same part, the limbic region of the brain. That's the basic science behind it, okay? Now, what's also important is that there is something called, if you've ever heard of it, a Proustian memory. That's named after Marcel Proust, the famous French writer, philosopher. Basically, if that's ever happened to you, that's where at some point later in your life, you smell something. In his case, it was a cookie and some tea. And the smell of this little shortbread cookie took him back to memories out of nowhere that he had long forgotten when he was in his childhood. And it took him back literally as if he was there in the moment. And this is called a Proustian moment. So I'm sure this has happened to everyone out there. And you have this, all of a sudden you smell something maybe on a person or in a building or outside, and it takes you back to a memory from your childhood, but it's a pleasant memory. We're talking about pleasant memories here, not necessarily negative ones, although that can happen also. So what Dr. Hertz, Rachel Hertz, then did in the lab and in the laboratory is test this and find out whether these memories, Proustian memories, where you smell something that reminds you strongly and emotionally of a pleasant memory from sometime in your past, whether that can have both physical and mental health benefits. And what she found is yes to both. The study showed that when you are presented with a smell of something that gives you a tremendous emotional positive value, okay, that not only lowers your heart rate, it gets you into the same almost meditative state that people get when they meditate. So there's a similar comparison. So when you smell something you really like, it lowers your heart rate, okay? It also calms you, it reduces anxiety, so it gets you in a better mode of mental health, but also physical health, because again, it lowers your heart rate, and they've also shown that it reduces, excuse me, the parts of your body that cause inflammation. Inflammation, if you know about this, inflammation in your body of the cells is the #1 cause of almost every negative condition out there, whether it be heart disease, cancer. Doctors, this is what they are fighting more than ever now, is inflammation. And what she has shown through her studies is that it can help reduce inflammation in the cells in your body. So not only are you reducing, negative consequences physically, but it also has positive mental health benefits, again, reducing stress, anxiety, and it can help also, they're talking about decreased negative moods. It can disrupt cravings, food cravings, and therefore has huge psychological and emotional and actual physical benefits to your health. So what am I saying here? Let me sum this all up. Based on all that, I say go out and buy as many fragrances you like that have good positive memories for you. And one of the reasons why is that these positive feelings are short-lived, because science also shows, if you've noticed it before, we get desensitized to a smell. So after 20 minutes of smelling something, if you've noticed, you don't necessarily recognize it anymore. You may still smell it a little bit, but you have to be constantly changing this. And also your nose can kind of become accustomed to certain smells, even if they're positive smells. So you want to have many smells that evoke these really positive emotional memories, which will then give you the health benefits and the psychological benefits. So therefore, my synopsis and my hypothesis is, based on the science of the doctor's studies, is that the more of these bottles and these fragrances you have that evoke these really tremendous positive emotional memories, okay, because if you only have one or two, those can get worn out and you can kind of become adjusted to them. So you need multiple ones. You need lots of positive smells and fragrances in order to keep in your rotation, so that throughout the day you can actually maybe pick up, spray something on your hand, maybe something you need to change it a few times a day, maybe you need to change it a few times a week, whatever it may be. You need lots of these bottles to help you out. So there you have it, my justification, and I, JoelTheNose, here today sit and give you the okay to go out and buy as many fragrance bottles as you like. I don't want any wives or husbands calling me, yelling at me. It is what it is. This is the science. This is what's out there. So hope you found this useful. Let me know your comments, your thoughts on this. I love talking about this. I love talking about the science behind smell and how important it is to our both physical and psychological health. Again, I just told you about this. It reduces stress. It reduces your heart rate. It causes a meditative state, or similar effects of a meditative state. It can reduce inflammation in your body, which is huge. It can disrupt food cravings, and it can actually cause you to be more confident. When you wear a fragrance that reminds you of, say, for example, something that maybe a fragrance you were wearing when you won a race or an athletic event, or something you did a great job at work, or whatever it may be, that will give you more confidence if you wear it again, because it evokes that smell takes you back and evokes those same emotions back when it happened originally. Powerful stuff. This is JoelTheNose. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys found this useful. As always, peace and love, and I'll talk to you guys soon.